Directly from SBM, I'm yours, Simon Peter.
Wow, excellent, excellent. I think we should clap for him. He did a good job. So, marvelous. Thank you so much. You're amazing, and as young as you are, I feel the voice is coming out very clear. How did you start? How did you feel like you want to be in the part of your broadcasting corporation at school?
So when I was in primary, and the teacher called me and said that, can you try to represent a news to the people? Now, I was not sure if I can do it. Now I tried it, and soon I knew that I will do this thing.
You wanted to do this and you wanted to try, and now you're giving it the excellence. So no, ukijiangalia hivi, unajua kuna wakubwa wako pia watu kama kina Rogers, unaona unaweza waosha sana, you know, umewashinda.
Yes.
So when they hear your voice, what did they say about that?
First they tried with tongue twister to see my speed. They knew that my speed was perfect. Now they joined me into the journalism club in Starless Junior Secondary School.
Indeed. All right, before we get to further conversation, I'd like now to give you a test in regards to, I want you to introduce Rogers, just an off script. That will be challenging, of course. Now think about, because I believe in the talent, it's something that comes out very unique. I want you to create a script, then introduce Rogers in this context. Let's see, Rogers, you in form?
I'm in Form 2, of course.
Form 2, all right.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Let's see what you've got. So please introduce yourself, then you give Rogers a hand, then yeye akwe kama reporter wako.
Good morning, Mr. Gentlemen. I request a very greatest warm welcome to host this latest broadcast by you as Simon Peter. In case of more news, let's first get the highlight. Setbook Live, loss of income, and did you know? Let's get more news about Setbook Live from Rogers Bravo.
All the students of Form 1 and Form 4 students are expected to contribute amount that will be suggested by the school administration in order to cater for the Setbook Live votes. Yours, Rogers Bravo.
Amazing, amazing. That is nice. I love the coordination that you guys have. Rogers, when you realized that you wanted to be in this space, you know you're getting to high school and you want to start this, and you feel that you have that thing, that voice, that idea, that talent, that you want to address this to other students. Your first steps into it, how really did you embrace journalism in that particular school?
Okay, are you here on the information of how I come to develop an interest in journalism? It was in primary when I was reading. Once I was reading, it was an evening, I was reading English story, and one of my fellow students came, approached me and told me, "Oh, you are reading like a journalist." So I can say, "Oh, how?" Then he said, "It's only you're just reading like a journalist." So I just decided to, can I try this when I joined my Form 1 at St. John's Rugar in Kisii County. I later transferred to Starless High School in Kibera, where we tried to renew the journalism you left. It was Starless Broadcasting Corporation, and we now rename it Starless Broadcasting Media.
Amazing.
In which we are now trying as much as we can to expand it, even though some of the few challenges to come around, but we are trying as much as we can to get into an amazing level than this, indeed. And that's how we formed it. It was last year that we formed it, and I feel much impressed of being a journalist, of course. Yes.
What are some of the challenges, before I get to our brother, what are some of the challenges in high school that you face when you are presenting your scripts or your reports?
Okay, of course, when I'm representing my reports, you find that in sometimes you find that as you are writing the news or as you are creating the stories, it's quite bulky to create the story personally, even though sometimes they come around to help me.
Okay.
Yes, I create the story and sometimes give to some, or sometimes some write on their own.
Indeed.
They represent. I do face some additional challenge, which is according to language. So being a Luo, sometimes I get it difficult to pronounce some of the Swahili words.
Yeah, I understand.
Getting challenges to pronounce some of the Swahili words. Even though I'm trying, they might be supportive. Yes, but
what's the Swahili word that you incorporate it with English and becomes Luo?
something like If you want to say Ash, I'm Shini.
Anyway, it's
Yes,
all right.
of course.
It's all right, but it's the context, of course, of language.
Yes.
You are the first of a kind in junior secondary and in your school, in your environment. You're there as one of them, and it seems, I think, Manono, when we're discussing about this, it seems wewe ndo mnoma kwa junior secondary. How does that make you feel, and are you ready to embrace the challenge that comes with it?
Journalism makes me feel comfortable because it helps me to know things that are going outside the country or inside the country. And it connects me with other people so that I may share the information that I have with those people who don't know.
Amazing. Those people who do not know. Are there people in junior secondary that are following your path?
One tried but didn't get much. Yes.
So wewe peke yako ndo unapiga hii shughuli?
Yes.
Do you think you can be able to empower others that wants to join your crew?
Yeah.
All right. Sawa sawa. Has that been a challenge when you're the only one that is presenting?
No, it has not been a challenge to me.
All right. So in the next few days to come, the next few months, na unajua utakuona hapa kwa TV sasa. So they'll say, hey, we wanna join, pia sisi tunataka kuja look up. So no. Will you take that control and make sure that they get to the department as well?
Yeah, I will train them so that they may be the upcoming ones, so that they may represent themselves to any channel.
What was your greatest presentation?
In primary, when I was starting to present on the parade, whereby I was not so courageous. So I tried, and I knew that I can report a news to many people without being afraid and while being courageous.
Indeed. I want to ask this, if it wasn't journalism or kutangaza or reports, what else would you have done?
I could join CU Club to share the word of God to people.
Amen. Glory to the highest. So I think tutakuinvite siku moja utuhubirie. So let's ask, you're dealing with adults, dealing with people that minds zao zimesha sisi kama za junior secondary. So now, how do you prepare your scripts to make sure that inaendana kulingana na hao wasikilizaji wako?
Okay, being a leader, leading them, even though it's not that much easy, but I'll try my best, my level best, to make sure that they are all creative. You cannot chew for them to, you cannot search and chew for them and give them, then this is ready, swallow it. So you have to give them a time so that they can also chew. You just tell them, write news concerning this and this. Or in case you find difficulties on writing it, then that's when you can consult.
Amazing.
Much being creative, of course.
So you producer wow.
That's what I can say.
Yes. I know we have executive producers like Mwalimu, and also, I believe your director is also one of the executives producer that are there. Have you ever written a story and sounds alarming or challenging to the ears of your executive producers?
Of course, we have written a story. Even last week, we wrote a story, which was, it concerned the Kibra slum. It's concerned the Kibra slum and the criminalities, because it's rising. The criminals are rising like a column of mercury in the Kibra slum. So we just decide to write it to at least inform people about it, so that they can also know and find challenges. That we also discuss many things concerning the clip that we wrote.
Indeed.
Yeah, so we are trying as much as we can. Even today, being on a holiday, it was Monday. Just, of course, on Monday, we couldn't represent the news, so we wrote it as a form of a newspaper. We do call him SBM newspaper, so we wrote it and printed as it with some of us, like Wendy Jennifer, Shaleti Haworu is also my deputy, assisting me so much, and Sheldon Teddy, and like Shaban Juma, like Michelle. So they helped me. Yeah, they helped me. When I started, I was somehow like, who will help me do this? Now that they have also known, then we can cooperate together. Then Simon Peter is giving me his work concerning to the.
As young as he is.
Yes, as young as he is, he's so capable.
All right. Do you perform in the same stage?
Yes.
Do you guys perform in the same stage?
Of course, we do perform in the same stage. we act as anchors.
All right.
Yeah, sometimes we perform as anchors, so giving me a very little task to perform, making it more perfect than how it's expected.
How do you find it when you're performing before adults, that people that are not within your age range?
So comfortable, and to show them that how journalism can help them in their life, and tell them how things that are going outside the world, to tell them how they can communicate with people outside or inside the country.
Clearly, when you look at the journalists around in Kenya and anywhere across the divide, who really motivates you or mentors you, as per se?
Trevor Ombija.
You know his styles?
Yes.
All right. Shall we give you a try? How does he reports?
Maybe when he finished reporting.
Okay. Anasemaje?
Trevor Ombija jandingo panga jonyakatidendo ni Ombija taya nyakwarugo kocha pesa.
Amazing. That is nice, and I've heard that before in the Ramogi TV. That is amazing. So if you see him as a reflection of someone that mentors you, how does that make you feel, and in your growth as an upcoming journalist?
It teach me that I can use his style so that I may express myself to other people.
All right. Do you love English, Swahili, or mother tongue?
English.
English?
Yes.
Taki kuripot na Kijaluo?
I don't know Luo well.
Oh, okay. It's all right. So in the next few years, where do you see yourself at as far as education is concerned? Na pia, where do you think hii journalism yako inaweza kupeleka?
So journalism can take me far. In fact, when I finish studies, it can involve me in some careers opportunities. Let's say like Citizen Channel, and TV Channel or KTN Channel.
All right. Sawa. So we're in the same context, allow me to also ask Shelton Rogers, where do you think your talent will get you?
I just think by my imaginations, I think I'll be somewhere like a Citizen TV, reporting the news, not only reporting but hanking the news. I sometimes imagine being in Citizen TV. It makes me sometimes act like somehow somebody whose heads are not much full. It makes me act like a madman when sometimes I try to imagine doing something in such an area, on such an environment. So it makes me much exposed, of course, and I just want to be somebody of a great importance. I want to replace somebody called Jeff Koinange. Yes, I want to be, instead of Jeff Koinange, I want it to be called RB Live, Rogers Brown Live. So Jeff Koinange is, I want to replace you whenever you are, wherever you are. I mean, you need to know that there's a replacement of you coming. Yes, that's all.
All right.
Yes, of course.
So let's get to education now. What are you doing in your education to make sure that you get there?
Doing in education, I'm trying to push the subjects that can make me reach there. So such as English, by the time I'm representing the news, it makes me more explosive. It makes me run to the dictionary looking for some of the bulky grammars to represent.
Kama ipi?
Something like a pandemonium. Such a very, very, very bulky grammars, I mean. Making the news so much shocking. Yes, making you explore much. Something like tongue twister. Sometimes you just come in, say a tongue twister to confuse people. Yes, ask them a question. Yeah, ask them a question. For example, a question that can make them think, overthink, and the question is just the simplest. Need a simplest answer. But they do overthink like it. The question is, yani, it's like it will be answered with a budget that can control the economy of Kenya. Yes.
Amazing. All right. I'm really hoping for the best from you.
Thank you.
As well as in your education, sir, what are some of the things that you are doing in alignment to make sure that you achieve your dream to become a better and better journalist, more than even the people that are there?
So I'm trying to work smart so far to improve in English subject so that I may represent myself outside and worldwide.
All right. So now I want to give you a chance now, as we just have 2 minutes to complete to conclude this particular conversation. I want to give you a chance now. You read that particular report, like a small one. Then you give some shout out to the people that you want to, the people that you know, wamekukuza. Then as well as Rogers will do that even as we come to an end of the first session.
So I represent One News.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll represent the Setbook Live Watch.
All right.
All grade 7 and grade 8 students are expected to pay 400 shillings, which will cater for their Setbook Live Watch on Friday next week. They are now having 4 days viewing so that they may have time to pay 400 shillings. Reporting directly from SBM, I'm yours, Simon Peter. To all the students outside, I would like to tell you that always work smart so that you may reach where I am, so that you may always be courageous and more motivated. With some reporters, let's say for example in Citizen Channel and Ramogi Channel, work smart and you will reach where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right. Sawa. So are there people that you'd like to shout out? Your parents, your teachers, then
yes.
Also as Rogers prepares himself. Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to shout out to my friends at school, my parents at home, and teachers even at school.
All right. Who's your favorite?
Teacher. I don't know yet.
So Rogers, please give some shout outs to the people back at home, people in school, your friends, any.
Okay, I can shout out to my loved mom, Diana Akinyi, Dad Jackson Okumu, and my fellow students like Moses Oluoch. Yeah, those are my fellow students who motivates me in one way or the other. My loving teacher, Mr. Oscar, Madam Jean, Madam Marusi. Going back home, shouting home to my mom, Vivian Achieng, my grandmother, who at times stayed with me, Pamela China and Teresa.
Amazing. All right.
Yes, of course, I'm much flabbergasted to be here. And may God bless you.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Yo Manono amekaa pale anangoja kusikia ukisema yeye iko tu.
No, I have to quote.
Kabisa.
Mr. Manono is a very good teacher, and due to his correction, that was have made us be here we are.
Indeed.
He headed the news, told us that you cannot just represent the news because it might cause a conflict between you and the teacher or you and the fellow students. So just write it and bring it so they can edit it.
All right.
And execute the
Kabisa.
But so
Sawa.
Yes.
Nothing much I would ask. Of course, now we'll invite other students for the second session. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, this is a school that I cherish a lot, and I believe Manono also is a context of engaging in this empowerment to the limelight of the literature and the English studies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break. It's 57 minutes past 9 a.m. So when we get back, we'll have an emphasis, of course, from Mwalimu himself and some other students to really have us an understanding and a clear understanding of the talent building and ability approach. So don't go too far. We'll be right back after this short break. Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki, na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hao sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi mazuri.
Mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali na manjoro. Kumbuka hapa ndipo unajifunza mambo mengi kuhusu ukulima. Kilimo ni uti wa mgongo wa nchi, na ukiwa na njoro unajifunza. Kumbuka, angalia mwenyewe. Tunakuambia ukitaka kujua tips za ukulima, ungana na sisi kwenye Look Up TV. Every Sunday unatukuta pale saa 10, tunakuonesha kuhusu ukulima. Ukulima wa mimea, ukulima wa ng'ombe, ukulima wa kuku, ukulima wa mbuzi na yote ambayo yanahusiana na ukulima. Kumbuka nini? Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali.
People are there to belittle you. When people are questioning you,
if you don't move fast, of course, yes, you lose it, but then it's not us to push you.
But you do not know the God who has been molding me. What has he been doing to me?
The deep and mature conversations of empowerment for you with a curious mind and an appetite for oriented conversations.
I concur with what you're saying. You plan your finances, you can easily live without a debt.
An engaging safe space of free expression and truthfulness with an upheld vibrance, motivation and happiness.
So many children who are there, they are not living their dreams.
Join us for deep conversations with Zipporah Gashushe every Saturday from 8 p.m. The Deeper Conversations on Look Up TV.
Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Look Up, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki, na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hao sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi man.
Mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali na manjoro. Kumbuka hapa ndipo unajifunza mambo mengi kuhusu ukulima. Kilimo ni uti wa mgongo wa nchi, na ukiwa na njoro unajifunza. Kumbuka, angalia mwenyewe. Tunakuambia ukitaka kujua tips za ukulima, ungana na sisi kwenye Look Up TV. Every Sunday unatukuta pale saa 10, tunakuonesha kuhusu ukulima. Ukulima wa mimea, ukulima wa ng'ombe, ukulima wa kuku, ukulima wa mbuzi na yote ambayo yanahusiana na ukulima. Kumbuka nini? Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali.
Welcome back. Social empowerment, social conversation right here on Look Up Television. And of course, we are live across all social media platforms. And by the way, we're also having Look Up Digital. So if you have not subscribed to Look Up Digital, cheza kama wewe. And of course, on Facebook, we have Look Up Digital as well. So this is how we are on Twitter. So That is X, of course. And to follow now, do the thing, and we'll embrace that in the best way possible, because these are such conversations that you don't want to miss. Now, of course, we are still in the impact of social empowerment, and schools is a particular impact on the empowerment as well. This is where the growth begins. There are others who begin at playgroup, there are others in PP1, the others in primary, and of course high school and higher learning. Even as we embrace this, the government is really initiating talent approach as far as the CBC is concerned, but in-demand skills, youth as a driving force. These are youths that we're talking about, and we also have government initiatives. Earlier on Madaraka Day, you saw the achievement on talent that was built there, and young children were embracing this to the best way possible. Now, the State Department for Youth Affairs and Creative Economy coordinates strategies and programs to empower the youth through creative abilities. The Presidential Digital Talent Program focuses on developing high-end ICT talent. Sports talent. Kenya has a strong tradition of producing top athletes, with individuals like Eliud Kipchoge and Faith Kipyegon achieving international successes. Now, nurturing talent, what we are doing right here. When we have these conversations, there are other schools that are watching, and we're embracing the empowerment in the best way possible. Now, we have two students here, two lovely girls that are here with us this morning from Star Rays. But in the meantime, also, we'll engage now their teacher, their coach, their literature guru, their English something, and we'll get the impact as soon as possible. So stay tuned hadi tumalize hii conversation, right? So karibuni sana, mko shambamba na nice to have you on set. Please introduce yourselves. Tuanze nawe.
So I'm Wendy Jennifer. I'm the artist for the journalism club, and I also do entertainment.
You're the what? All right, so please introduce yourself.
My name is Charlotte Awar. I am a reporter at Star Broadcasting.
Indeed. How does that make you feel when you're introducing yourself?
It makes me feel comfortable and good.
Indeed. So you're presenting on set. You're presenting to students in your school. Did you ever have this idea that one day at a time you'll be able to perform before your students?
Yes, I did. I have always thought to be a journalist, but sometimes I will lose confidence to stand in front of my fellow students.
Why?
Because others look at you, they say that you are just at low age, so they look down upon you.
What do you mean by age?
When you are representing news when I'm in Form 1, at least I'm representing news for Form 4s. So they're like, you are just a Form 1, what are you saying in front there?
Right? So how did you start now becoming, you wanted to do this, you wanted to become, you wanted to speak to them through the journalistic angle, and you wanted to address things through that space. How did you start?
I started it in Form 3 last year with Bravo and Rogers.
Amazing. So we get 4 years.
As in, I started it in Form 3 and now in Form 4.
So we get 4 years. So this is your 4th year in journalism.
Yeah.
All right. Show us your expertise. I feel like I want to listen to it. There's this news that you love creating, or there's one that you've created this morning, and I would like to listen to it. Sindo. What is Kize?
Okay. The highlight is about the contest. The highlight. The Form 3s and Form 4 students are expected to pay 200 shillings for the contest, which will be held at Cyber Networks on Friday next week. Reporting from SBM, I'm Charlotte Awar.
Amazing. That's nice. Yeah, that is nice. So I want you to give you a test. You see my suit? All right, and you're here at Look Up Television. I'm requesting you to, report something about this, the invite, and you're in this space.
The invitation.
The invitation, and you're meeting me, and we're in this space and we're conversing.
Okay. The Star Rays broadcasting media students are very much excited to visit Look Up TV, where they met one of their popular anchor, Moses Okech.
Wow, so sure. That is nice. Thank you so much. All right, how did you start, Mama?
I joined journalism club last year. My friend invited me to join. Yeah, that's how I joined it.
Invite CEO ungenda journalist. All right, so you felt like you wanted to do this?
Yeah.
All right. Show us your style. Show us what you've got.
I only do entertainment.
Okay. Cheza kama wewe. What is trending right now? It's, you know, me with a suit. That is what is trending. Do you know online? All right. I'm trending right now. So, do your thing.
You. Can I do mine?
Okay. You know, you can do yours, then incorporate me.
Let me do this one first.
Okay.
The teacher entered into the classroom and asked the students, why did Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego did not burn? The student answered, because they were good conductors of heat. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So I was the teacher. All right, thank you so much. Now it's wonderful. Do you have any encounter the challenging times that you've had? And I believe you have my final question. Then we now introduce Mwalimu to have the empowerment in good shape. So you're feeling this, and you're presenting entertainment every time. How does that reflect to your audience, to the people that are listening to you?
Some take it like jokes. Some are not ready to listen.
Okay.
But some listen.
When Mwalimu falls, is that entertainment?
Yeah.
Eh? Mwalimu akianguka chini, is that entertainment?
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
Okay. So as we've concluded with her, in the near future, because you're in Form 4, what are some of the adjustments you're doing in your education to make sure that ukitoka to Form 4, you know, you can step into these areas of study like journalism or any other field of communication or any other thing that itakusaidia to boost your elements of journalism? What are some of the things that you're doing, and in the near future, where do you see yourself?
Okay, in the near future, I see myself like being a great journalist, maybe at the BBC. I always like being a journalist, as in high school, I'm doing best on my languages to perfect on them.
Amazing, amazing. All right, that is the solemn thing tungependa kusikia. I want you to now look at the camera, then give some shout out to the people that have mentored you, and you know, as you tell them, we keep it rolling to BBC.
Okay. My mentor is Vicky Rubadiri from Citizen TV, but I'd like to shout out my mom, Shamila, and my dad, Joshua, and my favorite teacher, Mr. Oscar.
All right. Sawa. Thank you so much. You have some lovely encounter in this conversation, but of course in the end of this conversation we'll introduce the entire students, muaone, then you know, we call it an end. Now, because we're embracing this, I believe now Maneno is next in line, and Terga Cheza Kama Wewe. So in the meantime, of course, the empowerment now is really seen. Talent acquisition and involvement, empowerment right to the heart of the society. And if you know Stars, of course, where it comes from, there is this growth and there is the empowerment that comes with it. So many teachers across the divide, even as we embrace now the competence area of it and the perception of it, we have this in mind, that above all there is this growth that they want to see. There is this aspect of understanding what they want to do in the near future. Now there is the aspect also on digital talent empowerment or development, that is programs like Digital Recruitment Portal, which now focus on bridging the gap between industry needs and the capability of the local ICT workforce. In that same taste, of course, we have hubs that really allow students to be in that particular space. Now, we also had mentioned about the ability approach, where the abilities-based approach, also known as ability approach, is a framework that focuses on recognizing and developing individual strengths and skills, which now invites the aspect on inclusivity. Everyone that has these and wants to do this, just as the students had said, they get that space to really embrace that in the best way possible. Now, continuous improvement and tailoring activities to suit each person's ability. This approach is applied in various fields, including adapted physical activity, that is education, and even philosophy, which are key elements in establishing the ability that everyone has. Unajua vitu zingine si za kulazimisha, and there are people also wako na ability ya kuwa viongozi, and we give them that space because they can lead in the best way possible. Manono Samuel, Mr. Manono, of course, is an English teacher, a literature guru for that matter, and joining us, of course, to have this empowerment solemnly discussed right here at the bodies of Look Up Television. Even as we embrace that, now remember, it all matters and narrows down to social empowerment. So, in Yapali YouTube, we are live. Look Up Television and use the hashtag social empowerment, talent, and ability approach. So, I'm seeing you looking at your tie. You look sharp, sir.
Thank you.
How is you this morning?
I'm fine.
How does it feel when you are inviting the students to these particular spaces?
I'm so much glad with the students here.
Indeed.
I felt so much honored to be here.
Indeed.
To be part of the crew coming to Look Up.
All right. Well, you've listened to the stories that they have. You've listened to how they want to do this in the best way possible, and you are part of the initiative. In a long time we've engaged, and you're part of my growth in a way. You're looking at this particular environment, and you're seeing the students, listening to them, feeling their touch, and them speaking about their motivation right here. How does that make you feel as their coach?
I always believe that the students needs a helping hand to achieve their goals, and by me or being their mentor in everything that they do, I always believe that I'm doing a service to God.
Amazing.
Because service to these students is a service to humanity.
Amazing.
And I believe that in the near future, I will have people that will actually say that one day we'll have a teacher that actually gave me this platform, and that is why I'm here.
Perfect.
I'm so much glad.
Perfect.
And I'll actually hold their hands.
In all the years you've done this,
in all the years.
What is this one script that really you felt in your mind?
We started journalism in our school in 2011, and over the years I've been seeing students who are deeply rooted in journalism club. I told them that journalism is a career club.
Amazing.
It's not just a career, a club like any other club in the school. And I've seen students getting out of our school through journalism club, getting platforms that are helping them in their lives.
Indeed.
And I believe, in fact, in 2011 I had Javes Weke. In 2013 I had Adipo Edith and Olive Mugendi. Then 2017 going onwards I had Moses Okech right here.
Amazing.
And I believe that we still have more coming our way. So I was so much 2013, 2011 2013 I was with Olive Mugendi, was doing an amazing job. 2017 I had Ume Chesi, Moses Okech here. Today is 6 more times. So I'm so much happy. Those clients are actually encouraging me. Seeing my students going, doing amazing things out there is giving me a lot of encouragement.
Indeed.
And I'm so happy.
All right. You're so happy about that, and the motivation still rolls down. And I believe that there are people that are great in those fields, just as the empowerment is coming in handy. Allow us to ask the student a question. You're seated here with your mentor, a coach, that for that matter, a teacher. How does that make you feel when you're in that particular space?
It makes me to feel comfortable.
Only that? How comfortable are you?
I'm just comfortable.
All right. I believe so. That means if you're comfortable, you're able to give me a report or a script. If you look at that suit ya mwalimu, I want you to create an entertainment script. Can that go to? In regards to how he looks, how he came in, how you guys absorb, So I'll give you time to contemplate about it. Then you roll it down, right? Sasa comfortable. You're good? Shoot it now? We give you time.
Yes.
Now you feel that. Then how do you make sure that these students grasp something that they will present to the parade?
I normally give them their own space because I don't feed them with information. My work is just to guide them on what is the best thing to do. So once they have their collection, they have done their own research, they have collected stories, they bring them to me for editing before they are aired at the parade. So we always do this one. If it is a news that is supposed to be presented on the parade on a Monday, We do this one on Friday evening.
All right.
It is supposed to be done on Friday evening and even Monday very early in the morning before the assembly. If it is supposed to be aired on Friday at the assembly, then we do this one on Thursday evening.
Indeed.
So that at least they have, and I know the team that is going to present and what they are going to do. Yeah, so
stage.
I don't want to be just bumped on with news that I don't understand, because I always believe that they should not report fake news.
Kuna time isha happen washai choma, you know, the entire administration is there and you're the executive editor. Wakachoma tu hii huko unajua kama it's coming.
That was way back. That was way back in 2017, 2018, where students could have just bump with the news. Then it is actually hurting the administration. Issues like issues affecting the feeding program. And maybe something that are hitting back at the administration. Then I'm called, Mwalimu, did you add this news? Did you know that the students are coming to perform? So we always believe that we do not need to hurt, but to give information.
Kabisa. Yeah. There are so many schools out there that are involved in this. Earlier this year, we were participating in the Drama and Film Festival. So many students stand up, and we saw so much talent in them. When you're seeing these schools and students, you know, embracing their talent and their abilities in the best way possible, what should really be done to make sure that above all, it's not a waste of time? They will do this in the coming years. They'll be greater people. What are some of the alignment that schools should do, teachers as you should do, to make sure that this comes to life?
The best thing that we need to do as teachers is to give the students conducive environment.
Indeed.
And give them their own platform to showcase what they have.
Indeed.
We did not to give them a lot of pressure, and we did just, our work is just to encourage them and actually make them identify their real space and work on it. Like the young boy here, Simon Peter, is just a grade 7. We have our junior school, he's a grade 7. And the way he always present himself, I gave him the platform, and I through my own time, I give them interviews to see who can do this, who can play this role. I always tell them that not everybody will appear on camera, because we have always other people working behind the curtains, and they also do perfection in their duties.
All right.
So they embrace that. We also have those who are doing photojournalism, we have those who are practicing writing scripts and all that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So is there any challenge that you've encountered in your line of duty that these students want to perform, but there is an aspect of a challenge that is coming in, and we have very few days to the presentation?
Sometimes they have news to anchor, but we have limited time at the assembly. So it means that if we have that, then I will now come in and tell them we are not going to do much because of the time. Sometimes it's just the challenge of the time. Sometimes you get some correspondents are not bringing in news in time, because we have also correspondents among themselves, those who are collecting stories and reading them. Yeah.
All right, the correspondence, and it's really nice also in the mainstream we have correspondents in other areas that are sending stories in. Now we at least have 4 minutes to wind up this session, and it's such great to hear you speak about this. Then kuna watu wanatoka hizo sasa sides ambazo shule, you know, they need empowerment. There's also the aspect on education bit of it, that education should come also handy, despite the fact that they have talent, they have ability, umseni mnoma sana. There is the aspect on educational empowerment. How do you allow these students to be in that space? You know, asijitose tu kwa mambo ya talanta, yeye ni mnoma football, yeye ni mnoma any other thing, but ikifika kwa masomo taabu.
So always I believe that a student should be all-rounded. So we always encourage our students, even though studies is deeply rooted in the slum area. Most of the students that we are getting from our area are students that are underprivileged. So some of them are lacking school fees. A student can stay home for 1 week because of lack of school fees. If they are sent home, they don't come back immediately. During the holidays, they extend because of lack of school fees.
Indeed.
But we always tell them that what is important, the most underlying factor in everything that you do is self-discipline.
Indeed.
And realize who you want to be.
Kabisa.
We always guide our students to understand that from the onset, you need to understand who you want to be and follow that path.
Indeed.
And the underlying factor here is self-discipline, because you're self-disciplined, you will know what you want to do, and you pursue that with a lot of determination. I tell my students that resilience and determination is the only virtues of success. If you give up in everything, if you think that you cannot do, you look at your background. Your background should not determine your future. It is your present that can determine your future.
Indeed.
So we give them that platform to understand who they are as at now, so that they can focus and achieve their best.
Perfect. That is a nice one. You talked about resilience, determination, and the past and the future thing. That is amazing. You ready? You should be ready. You wanna try?
No.
Okay. So it's not. But basi fanya hivi. Big up some few people that have worked with you. Give some shout out there. You know, your favorite teachers. You know.
I'll just shout out to my aunt, Leah, and to my friends at school, Monica, and to my favorite teacher, Madam Fina.
Okay. Thank you so much. So Mwalimu, the administration has helped you, in backing this. So as we wind up, tell us how the administration should work in hand with you coaches, then to incorporate the talent, and now give us some shout out if you can.
I just want to say that at Starrays, we don't have any problem. I don't have any problem with the administration. They're so much supportive. Madam Jane, the director of the school, the principal, Mr. Oscar, is so much supportive. And being here, they were so much aware that I'm coming with the students.
Amazing.
And always I don't get hard time. The director, Madam Jane, has always seen what journalism club is doing to the students, because out of that platform, we have created people out of it. And therefore, she's always pushing to see that the journalism club is so much vibrant.
Indeed.
So I want to thank them for that support that they've been giving to me. Madam Jane, she's so much supportive, Mr. Oscar supportive, and even the rest of the colleague teachers at school.
Present. You remember those lines? It's wonderful. Madam Jane, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Samuel Monono, thank you so much. Our lovely... So now we have two platforms. We have Lookup TV Mainstream and we have Lookup TV Digital. So this program is aired at Lookup TV Digital. So kuna wale ambao wanauliza where's the link and all that, go to Lookup Digital on YouTube and Facebook and you'll find this. Lookup Digital, it's captioned Education, Talent Building and Ability Approach. Like, share, subscribe, and above all, do your thing in the best way possible, because this is the home light of social empowerment. We've concluded this session and I feel motivated, and I believe you are motivated as well. So asanteni sana wanafunzi wote kwa kuja. I think this is the bit where we say they come here, then we maliza the show. So no. All right, so kujeni tu tumalize tukisonga kama ingia na ile side. So kama kuna wale ambao wazazi wao walikuwa wanajua wanakuja kwa TV aseme siko kuona, si ndio? So kujeni tu hapa, then we have that kujeni tu hapa ndo waone. Thank you. Nice one. Well, you can just then nani anifanyie ile justice ya picture. So these are the students right here, and it's an honor to have them. Asanteni sana, and we'll keep on tagging along to the empowerment is home. Sindio? Karibuni sana, hao ndo wajaongea. Thank you so much for your comfort right here. Sindio? So umeona, now this is how we do it as a social empowerment. These are young. Sooner or later they'll become better people in the society, I believe so. Sindio mwalimu?
Yes.
Karibuni sana. Thank you so much. Good job. Sawa? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've impacted lives right here at Lookup Television. So it all matters down to social engagement and social empowerment. These students in the next few years will become better people in the alignment of this empowerment. So if you have your person out there and you want them to have this engagement, so endelea kumuhimiza, kumkuza, na ipo siku ambayo atakuwa mtu wa kusemeka hapo mbeleni. So as we engage later on, we'll be introducing another guest. Kafiru will be helping us to understand now communication, digital technology, and he calls it that typing for dollars. We'll get to understand that in the next few minutes. Don't go too far. You're watching Lookup Television.